What's up, guys? So I just had an idea, and it has to do with balance, mind and body, but in particular we're talking about food. Now, food can grow in the garden like so, as well as some flowers we got here, but it also gets produced in mass amounts in supermarkets, and so we lose that natural connection with the food. Is that a marrow or courgette? And not only am I going to encourage you to grow your own food, but I want to talk about, and look at that, some mushrooms there. I don't eat mushrooms because they're more human-like than plant. They're more animal-like than plant because they're an organism with a complex system of networks. But anyway, how to curb cravings, habits of eating, emotional eating or stress eating. Unless you're born on a desert island with only fruit, then you know that there are many options out there. You try all the different diets, whether it's keto or 80-10-10. I mean, that's what's worked best for me is 80-10-10 raw vegan fruitarian. But I'm not saying that's the only way. If you eat intuitively, you don't need to adhere to some strict regime. Yeah, you do need some guidelines, but not like this is the only way. Recognizing the underlying cause or needs. So we can share ideas, we can uplift each other without saying this is the right way. You can take a deep breath, you can go for a walk, you can journal first. Not journaling what you're going to buy, but just journaling how you feel. Discover an underlying need. So you say, okay, I need sleep, support. Inevitably step inside the shop and have some choices to make. Choices, it's like easy. You choose your apples or your oranges. You choose the red or the green, but then you've also got decisions to make because you're surrounded by lots of food. We feel like we're judging ourselves. The judgment is really pointing towards alignment with how we want to feel. If you've trained your mind to accept yourself, even though you do choose that thing, but how you feel is also based on how you deal with that pressure, not getting stressed about it when it comes to the decision, grounding, purpose, and alignment. The other is to make yourself accountable by creating friction where there's things you don't want to eat, so put them higher up or don't buy them in the first place. And that takes a bit of willpower, but once you've got that distance, that boundary, it's a bit like setting boundaries, but you're creating friction as well. Maybe like, I can buy these things, but I need to call my parents before I do or something. Or if you put it further away and you have to untie some complicated knot to get to it. The other thing is you can say something positive that you appreciate, like maybe you've got a good friend and you say, okay, I'm going to share this food with that person. Or if you struggle with that because obviously you paid for it, it's your food, you could say, okay, I'll share half of it. Or you could say, I'm going to buy extra and I'll share half of the extra, or maybe all the extra. The more you appreciate that friend and think of their qualities, you can say, this gives me an opportunity to give. Might not be the healthiest food, but they might eat that anyway. So weigh up the pros and cons. Maybe you can give it as an offering to a tree, but then obviously trees don't eat. It's more of a gesture. And you carry your purpose through that action. I suppose the moral of the story is the more we give or learn to give and appreciate others, that becomes the nourishment. And the spiritual food is the very essence of appreciation itself, of love, of joy. And then it doesn't matter about giving the actual food, it's the thought that counts. And then, so if the thought is all that counts, you don't need to buy the food in the first place. So just some thoughts. Here are some raspberries to show us what we can eat in nature. They look quite delicious, especially from the rain washing them. Peace out, guys. Take care.